Let's get to our very favorite part of the show, Disgrace of the Week. As always, Ms. Calhoun, please start us off.
There are true injustices around the world and in this country, and we've seen protests about a lot of them over the last year. The injustices do not seem that strong up in Boulder, where we had the party that turned into pelt police with cans, with bottles, break car windshields. We understand everyone's getting a little antsy, but really, the CU students and the Boulder residents, the Hill residents, could have held on a little longer.
And it's seen a nice display of college-level education by filming everything. So there's no way there'll be any repercussions from that. David, your Disgrace of the Week.
Here is how not to be a disgrace. If you have to drive this weekend, then have emergency supplies and your tools, because all the rescue crews are probably going to be pretty busy, and so you might have to wait a long time for someone to help you out.
Eric, we go to you for your Disgrace of the Week.
Well, Patty took mine, and I agree with David's as well. Let me go. I was fortunate, along with my wife, we got our second vaccine 2 days ago, and 24 hours later was not a pretty picture. There is an after effect in some cases. I know everyone reacts differently. That said, there is a free-for-all atmosphere out there about vaccine sign-up, about who gets vaccines, about where, about having to drive halfway across the state in some instances. I know President Biden last night announced some website to make this easier. Where has that website been? Why is it so difficult in Colorado? We have a governor who made his money in software. This should be a much easier process than it is.
Here on that. I'm not eligible yet, but I keep wondering when I am, how the heck am I going to find it? It's an interesting question there, Eric. Krista, we go to you for your Disgrace of the Week.
I'm with Patty. The guys up on Boulder that were breaking people's stuff, you don't break people's things, you break the rules. Go without your mask. Meet with a whole bunch of friends in your apartment, but for Pete's sake, don't break other people's things. Break the rules, but respect private property. Come on.
Chris, I think you make a good point. The first rule of beer pong is to not destroy the ping pong table or to make a ruckus out of it later. Let's get to say something nice about somebody. Patty.
Well, and they can go out to Boulder Creek, too. I don't know if that's reopened yet. I want to say something nice about all the people the businesses that have had such a tough time over the last year. You look at the restaurants that have really, and the restaurant workers who still aren't on the vaccination list until the 21st, the priority list, but the people who've tried to really keep things together. It's great that the state put out a separate amount of money for them, that the feds look like they're doing it too, but it is going to take a really long time for this very robust, once robust, part of Colorado's economy to come back. And then there's live music, which the entertainment venues have suffered a lot too.
David.
The college athletes, the coaches, and everybody else who brought back college sports last fall against the hysterics who tried to shut it down, and now they've continued through March, and we're going to have March Madness starting in this upcoming week. And compared to how crazy the rest of the world has become, we might as well call it March Sanity.
Here. Eric, you're saying something nice.
Well, first of all, Dominic, I have to say something nice about you. You got beer pong into this show. That was impressive. And Krista has her cat into this show, which is also impressive. More seriously, I consider March 12th sort of to be the D-Day, at least in our household, a year ago when the world changed, when my wife's school shut down, went remote. When life as we know it changed. And for everyone who got through this last year, particularly doing your best to keep your sanity, kudos and obviously tribute to all those who were lost during this last year.
Well said, Eric. Appreciate the kind words. Beer pong is one of the toughest squares on CIO bingo to get, so happy to help out tonight. Krista, we go to you to say something nice.
You know, I'm going to give it to the Colorado Cattlemen's Association. They very cleverly decided to launch a meat in after the governor decided to do a meat out, a no eating meat on March 20th. At the meat in, you should go get a non-plant-based food alternative, a delicious steak or some bacon at a restaurant. So kudos to the Cattlemen's Association for pushing back. I don't eat meat with every meal, but when I do, it's because some politician has said that I shouldn't. Because after all, I would rather eat mutton than be a sheep.
there is indeed, I think, room for everybody at the table. Going to my local King Soopers, they were out of vegetables, they were out of ground beef. So there's room for everybody. Vegan, meat eaters, everybody is welcome to the Colorado table.